Hi everyone! One of the most popular videos on my channel is my meal planning page. Now, I've had lots of questions about that page, and I want to answer some of those questions today. Most importantly, how to create that table with your favorite foods and your stores. So stick with me and I'll show you how to do it. Well, hi everyone, I'm Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. Today, like I said in the intro, I want to talk to you about how to create the table that is in my meal planning page. So let's jump into the computer and we will get started right away. Okay, so here we are on my meal planning page. Let me zoom out so you can see the whole page. So here's the entire page. You see at the top I have a section for the month and the week, or the dates of the week that I'm going to do. I have my little checklist of reviewing my refrigerator and pantry to help me know what foods I have on hand. And then I clean out the refrigerator and wipe down the fridge as I'm going through and doing that. It kind of, it doesn't take but a couple of minutes, and it really keeps up on keeping things clean in the refrigerator. And then I have a space for some food goals. Usually my food goals are the same: to eat salad 5 times a week and and to try to use whatever leftover foods that I might have. Which leads me to the box that says items for this week, which is right here. And as I'm going through and cleaning out the refrigerator, I might say, okay, well, here are some pieces of grilled chicken that we still need to eat. Or here's the apples that are starting to get a little soft. We might need to have some applesauce or apple pie this week, something like that. So I list the items that need to be eaten in this area here. I also have a place here for important reminders if there's any events that are going on or anything that I need to be aware of. Maybe there's a party going on and I have to take something, or somebody's working late and I have to know that information and can accommodate dinner plans around that. But what people want to know the most is, and again, I'm going to zoom in here so you can see this. What people want to know the most is how to make this chart right here. And so I'm going to show you that today. Now, this chart came from Dawn at The Minimal Mom, and I will link my video up above, which has the links to her video where she talks about this meal planning process that she goes to. I took it from a paper and pencil activity that she did on her channel, and I, of course, being me, turned it into a digital list that I could use over and over. So you see, actually down here, I have things that are highlighted that are currently on my grocery list. So let's jump in to see how we make this. Now, as I've said before, this is simply a table. And what I'm going to do here in OneNote, because the page size is unlimited in OneNote, which is absolutely wonderful, I'm going to work right next to the original so that you can see how this was built. Okay? All right, so up here at the top, I am going to count over, and I have 5 columns, and the main columns have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows. 10 rows if you count the header row at the top, okay? So what I'm going to simply do is I'm going to go up here to my insert menu, and I'm going to say table, and I want the 5 columns across and the 10 columns down. It's only going to let me start with 8. That's okay. And there we have our table. Okay. All right. So up at the top, you see that I wrote favorite meals. Okay. And actually, if I want to do it just like I'm trying to do over there, double space. All right. And when you use a table, the table is created inside of a container. You can make that container larger by grabbing those double arrows at the top and sliding them over. Then you can make all of these wider as well. There we go. They don't have to be perfect. You can adjust them as you go. Okay. All right. Now, down below here, let's talk about shading. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this whole top row, and I'm going to go over here to Table and down to Shading. And here on my Table Shading menu, you can see I can choose any of these colors that are here, or I can even add custom colors. I'm just going to choose a light gray. That looks about right. I'll move this up so that you can see that it is close. There we go. All right, and then here I'm going to do Quick and tab over Weeknight and tab over because the next space is blank, Longer, tab over, and Salads. Okay, now the one thing that I've noticed that I'm doing this time that I didn't do originally is I'm not making these all capitals. You could do that, it doesn't matter. I'm again going to highlight that entire row, and I am going to right click and I'm going to say bold. I'm going to click the B for the bold to make it a little bit darker. And then I'm going to shade these the same kinds of colors. So right click, Table, Shading, and I used kind of a bright green color. Let's try this one. It's not exactly the same, but it's okay. I'm not worried about the colors. Here again, Table, Shading. I can choose this lighter yellow. There we go. I can go over here for longer meals. I'm going to shade that one. For orange, let's just stay in this same row and go across. And then salads, its shading is going to be blue, and you're going to think this is ridiculous when I tell you why, but every time I make a salad, I get cold. So I'm going to make it blue. All right, and then here I can just go in and fill in what are some of your family's favorite meals that are fast and easy. So here I'm going to put, our breakfast omelets. We like to have those. Fried rice. We like to do that. And I abbreviate chicken, CK, for some reason. I don't know. Whatever you like to do. Sandwiches are quick to make. So I might do that. Or a baked potato. And so on and so on. Grilled ham and cheese. And then jump over to what are some of your favorite weeknight meals. So again, CK stands for chicken. Chicken fajitas. Fried chicken. And so on, okay? You can go down here. Longer meals are things that you might put in the crock pot. You might want to change yours to crock pot or Instapot. You may want to have a category for that. You may want to do, a whole list of sheet pan meals. Whatever you want to do, you can customize this to yourself, which is just wonderful, okay? All right, then let's keep going. You understand how to fill those things in. You go down here to the bottom and you hit the tab key. That's going to give you another row if you want to add more things to your favorite meals list, okay? And you can certainly tab across for each one of those, all right? Then if I click outside of the table, you see that it ends the table and it gives me a blank space. Here I can type in my cute little, cooking done with care is an act of love. Again, that was on Dawn's page and I thought that was very sweet. So I went ahead and copied it to my digital version. If you want this sentence to be centered, go in here to your home menu and center, and it puts it in the center. You can put, graphics or stickers or whatever you want to put next to that. I'll do that at the end. But for now, I'm just going to hit enter, and you see it's just going to go down and give me more room to type. Well, what do I need to do down here? This is my store list. So this one happens to be set up primarily for Aldi's because Aldi is the store that I shop at most of the time. So Aldi's really only has 6 rows. It's not a very big store. So this table here is divided for produce, protein, dairy, and then other items. Aisle 2 of each of these things, and then a frozen food section. I listed a place over here to put other stops because I'm somebody that likes to, organize my things. Like if I need to go to Home Depot or Lowe's, or I need to pick up something, from somewhere else, I will go ahead and add it here. There are times that I do shop at a store called Wegmans, and I have a list of favorite things that I normally get at Wegmans. I also sometimes shop at Costco, and again, I have a list of favorite things that I get from Costco. So these are the two lists that you see down here at the bottom, okay? But again, if you look closely at this, you can tell it is 5 columns in a table. So let's go back up here to our insert menu, table. We'll go over our 5 columns. We'll let it start with as many as it will give us, okay? And we will adjust those like so. And all I'm doing is moving my cursor to that line and clicking and holding the cursor down and adjusting it to about the width that I want. And I'm really just trying to get it to line up with the table up above so that it looks nice. I can go in here and write produce, protein, if I can spell it right, dairy, other. Protein is still spelled wrong. Sorry about that. And other stops. Okay. And then again, the same way for shading. Okay, so you just go in here and you highlight your row, go down to table, shading, choose whatever color you want. Why did I pick green at the beginning? There we go. And then yellow for this one. I'm going to speed this up so that you don't have to watch me choose all of these colors. Okay. And then again, what I did is I just kind of went through the store. When you first walk in the door, what do you see? There's the produce section. What are the things that I typically buy in the produce section? So I started listing them out. So you see here on my original list, I have apples and oranges, bananas and grapes, lettuce, carrots, cucumbers, broccoli and cauliflower, all of those things that I normally buy. And I kind of went down each aisle. Then the aisle 2 from the produce section, the second aisle back, is where they keep the chips and the pretzels and the crackers and the salsa, and the bread is down there and all of that kind of thing. So I just kind of went straight down that aisle, and then that takes me to the back of the store, which is the protein area. So that's where I would get, any meats that I would buy there. And that kind of runs down into the dairy section. And then there's the aisle that's in the middle that kind of has, the chips and the chicken broth and the, all those canned kinds of things, the oatmeal and the dark chocolate and, just... So whatever store you go to, just kind of think in your mind, how is that store laid out so that as you are using your shopping list in OneNote, maybe on your phone or a tablet or something, and you're going down the list, it's very easy just to kind of go in order. And what I do is I highlight at home things that I need. So let's say I needed gallon-sized bags and I'm at home and maybe I have my iPad out, maybe I'm sitting here at the computer, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I can go up here to my draw tool and I can choose the highlighter and I can say, okay, I need gallon-sized bags, and I can highlight them that simply, all right? Then when I'm in the grocery store, I bring it up on my phone and I bring up my meal planner and I start going through my list. So what I would do on my phone is as I go to the aisle and I find the gallon-sized bags, I simply grab the eraser and I swipe across gallon-sized bags and it's off my list, and now I know that I've already bought that item. Okay? All right. It's that simple. I don't it doesn't have to be any more difficult than that. Let's see, get rid of this draw tool. All right, so what I can do now is, you see I have sections added here for the top, and I need to add, I guess, the second row. So let me tab over and I will add the second. If you go down to the bottom of your table and you click the tab button, you'll see it will add another row, okay? Now, I do not have to create another table for aisle 2, frozen, and Wegmans. I simply can go in here and type in aisle 2, and actually maybe this should be aisle 3. So for this one, I'll change it to aisle 3, and frozen, and Wegmans, and Costco. My fingers are not working properly today. And then if I hit tab again, you see it starts adding extra rows that I can add things to those lists as well. And then I'll have to go in and change the color, do whatever I want, or put no color. It doesn't matter. It's really up to you how you want to do it, okay? All right. So that's it, really. This is a very simple table that I use over and over. I have used it every week for the last probably year and a half, 2 years. And I just copy it to the next month in my Crystal Clear Life Planner, and I just bring it up and clean it off and add the new meals that we're having that week and make my shopping list accordingly. But I hope this really answers the question that many of you have had about how do you create this within OneNote. It's really just a simple table, and this misspelling of omelets is driving me crazy. Sorry about that. It's really just a very simple table that I have formatted to meet my own needs. You could do this for just about anything that you wanted to. So I hope that you have found some use in this information. And if you like what you saw here today, please consider giving me a thumbs up. A like really is the best compliment that you can leave me. And if you haven't already, please think about subscribing. And thanks to everyone who kept asking the question and gave me the idea to do this video. Well, here's hoping that you can live a more simplified and organized life through better planning in OneNote. And until next time, okay, bye.